New player loads Volleyball Legends up for the first time, gets to the lobby, opens up the play section, and is instantly bombarded with countless amounts of game modes. Like seriously man, this game is low-key starting to look like Fortnite with how many options there are. There are modes for every type of player in this game, and my job is to break down every single one in order for you to decide where you would like to take your talents to. So let me waste no more time and showcase to you guys game mode number 1. Starting off with the ordinary, public lobbies is where most people go when they first find out about this game. I remember when I loaded the game up for the very first time, and the second I join a team, I see a level 150 player glide into the center of my screen, posterizing me in the process. Safe to say, I've had my guard up ever since. This game mode is best for beginners since it teaches you how to play against all different types of players. You'll stumble across noobs, pros, and everything in between. So if you're just trying to chill while playing volleyball, then this is your best bet. You'll also hear the funniest conversations of your life on these servers. Kids will genuinely be talking about how their homeboy pens them in the middle of the school cafeteria just because the Huz were watching. So if you guys want a live comedy show, joining a public lobby is the way to go. Pro servers, on the other hand, are considered the formal, more professional version of pubs, with the only requirement needed to be able to play is for your account to be at least level 30, which isn't very hard to get if you play the game every now and then. One of the most noticeable differences between pro servers and pubs, however, is that you will actually have a designated setter who is usually allowed to perform his job by the spikers in this team, which if you're not aware is very hard to see in regular games. Almost being described as an urban legend because kids only care about scoring points and will snatch the ball off their setter's fingertips before they can do anything else. The reason players allow the setter to do their job in pro servers is because once you aim for the first time, the whole team kinda comes to a non-verbal agreement to not let you touch the ball for the remainder of the match. Or in simple terms, the setter just won't give you the ball, gang. Since there isn't a whole lot of aping happening, games are relatively close in most rounds played. This at least goes for the matches I've been a part of. But the exceptions are when one team is missing their setter, leaving the no-brain spikers in charge of the plays. Perhaps the most underrated mode in the game, practice mode is amazing at polishing and refining your skills and mechanics, especially when a new style comes out and you have yet to master their abilities. This is also how I was able to learn shift lock because you need to get a lot of reps in order for the mechanics to settle into your brain. Practice mode is great for experimenting plays, so before you go and make a fool out of yourself by trying something in the game with no practice, load up here in order to prepare. But just because this mode is underrated does not mean you should be spending all of your time here. This should only really be used as your warm-up prior to loading into another game mode. I would review Spleef mode, but who really cares about this game mode? Am I right, guys? I guess, bro. The most wait. As of November of 2025, Spleef mode is no longer in the game. So you guys just got saved off the worst mode in Volleyball Legends. In ranked, however, you should expect to have sweats match up against you in most of the games you play. And the second you underestimate your opponent is exactly when all hell will break loose for you. But don't get discouraged if you're catching whooping after whooping in the first matches you play, because you have to realize that some kids just eat, breathe, and sleep Volleyball Legends, while you actually touch grass. But if you're a competitive person, do me a favor and load up into some games. Only then will you realize that there are actually levels to this. This is actually a great thing though, because without challenges, growth never occurs. So take advantage of the absolute annihilations you will go through in the beginning of your ranked journey, and let it be a learning lesson to never let it happen again. You also accumulate rewards the further you go up in ranked, which aren't too bad if you ask me. And out of everything said so far, what I'm about to say is the most important thing regarding ranked. If you value your sanity, queue up with a friend you know instead of solo queuing. What you are doing by choosing the latter is gambling your rank by getting assigned some random dude to play with, which most of the time doesn't end up being the best. And you know what he's gonna do to you? Sell your rank progress. Remember what I said about how the best players in the game lie in ranked? Well, I lied. The true GOAT to Volleyball Legends unarguably hang out in this mode, and that is AFK servers.
Really, nigga?
All jokes aside, if you need some extra cash for styles, abilities, or emotes, leave your device on to rack up yen. And who knows, you might even get the water ball or the gritty emote. And in the most recent update, a new mode has just dropped, being the 3 strikes challenge. In here, you're awarded 3 lives, and your job is to beat players in a 1v1 to accumulate as many rewards as you possibly can before striking out from the accumulation of losses. Although technically once you lose 3 times you're out, people are still allowed to buy their way back into the mode by using the new currency that is gems, which can also be used for bundles that were just added in update 46. This is a nice game mode, especially for the people not being able to take their mom's credit card to buy spins, so be very smart with your cues. The game has a wide range of modes for all players, so hopefully there's at least one that sticks out to you. The more you enjoy something, the easier it will be to become good at said thing, and we, yes we, will all become better volleyball players once we realize what mode is made for us. So lock in and figure out what court is calling your name, twin.